Probably watching this video, you probably think that the reason why you're not consistent in the gym is because you think you're too busy. You think you have this busy schedule because you work a full-time job, or maybe you do both, and you think that fitness is this big ordeal. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's all bullshit. And let me tell you why. The reason why is because you don't have the right strategy put in place. You don't have the right techniques put in place you don't have the right techniques put in place so that you can balance both your fitness and your other commitments and responsibilities, right? I'm here to tell you right here, right now, that you don't have to sacrifice, your education. You don't have to sacrifice your career. You don't have to sacrifice other responsibilities that you have going on in your life for your fitness, and you can actually achieve both. And how, you might ask? You're probably asking, Don, what are you talking about? How can I do this? Well, the key is using Google Calendar, right? Google Calendar got me absolutely jacked last semester, right? Because little story about me, I'm a university student. I also work a part-time job. I also help coach for fitness, making content, right? And you're probably wondering, how the heck does this guy have time to get a workout in, right? And I'm about to tell you how I used Google Calendar to get jacked last semester, and I'm still using it, and how you can use it too as a tool, so you can not only reach your fitness goals and also advance in other areas of my life. And I'm gonna go into a quick little story on how I did it. But before I do that, I just want to say, if you want to book a one-on-one coaching call where we could literally work through your fitness goals as well as working on your time management skills, so that way you don't have to sacrifice your commitments and responsibilities and your gains at the same time, where you can achieve both. So if that interests you, hit the link in the description and I can help you achieve that. And yeah, I'll be happy to work with you soon. But let's get back to scheduled programming so we can get into this video, and I'll explain everything on how you can get jacked and reach your goals at the same time. So last semester, like you guys know, I'm a university student, and I also work a part-time job, and I make content, and I also, do fitness coaching and all that good stuff, right? And I found last semester I was getting really overwhelmed, because I was like, how can I balance all of this? And I found myself falling into the same trap that I always see people fall into, of like, oh, I don't have time to go to the gym. I don't have time to go to the gym. I started slacking on my fitness routine. I was slacking on I was slacking on like just everything on my what do you call it? I was slacking on everything in terms of my physical, right? And I would make cope and say, oh well, I'm on a cut. That's why I'm not, I'm on a cut. That's why I'm not eating as much. You know what I mean? All of this, I'm starting to cope. I'm making excuses for why I'm not in the gym when I'm supposed to. Why I'm bullshitting. And then I realized, you're actually turning into you're kind of being a bitch right now. I had to come to terms with that. I was like, you're kind of acting like you are literally becoming the person that you are telling your viewers not to become, right? And so I realized that, okay, I needed to make a change, right? And I remembered that I had a mentor of mine that told me to start making Google Calendars. And then I really started to take it more serious and be like, okay, maybe I should start implementing what that mentor told me. I should start making Google Calendars, right? And once I started doing that, it didn't happen overnight, but slowly as weeks went on, when I started using Google Calendar, planning out the days and stuff, I slowly started to reach more of my goals in the gym and outside of the gym, in terms of my studies and stuff like that, like raising my GPA and also making more gains. Because when you schedule out your day, like every hour of the day, or at least have a designated time for when you study, when you go to the gym, when you go to work, yada yada yada, it's gonna help you keep track of things, and it's gonna help you get things done, right? Whereas if you just wake up with just winging it, just waking up just to wake up, waking up without a purpose, you're gonna be like, okay, what do I do now? You're gonna find yourself wasting time, right? It's kind of like that quote saying, idle hands are like the devil's playground. I don't know if I butchered that quote, but it's kind of like when you have no structures to your day and you have all this time on your hands, you're gonna find yourself going into things that you're not supposed to, where you're gonna find yourself scrolling a bit more than you should. You're gonna find yourself, maybe you're gonna go watch Netflix more than you should. Maybe, you're gonna make plans that have nothing to do with your goals, right? Because you have so much free time, you don't have structure to your day. So you're gonna be dabbling in things that have nothing to do with the goals that you have. And I found the problem that I had was that, yes, I was studying, I was doing the things that I needed to be doing, but I was also making time for bullshit in my life, right? And how making a Google Calendar helped me was that it actually made me realize that I had to subtract the bullshit and add more of the things that I needed to in my life, right? So, for example, I had to, stop scrolling on Instagram as much, you know what I mean? Because that time that you're using on Instagram could be used to go to the gym. Maybe you gotta leave certain group chats, right? Because maybe you guys are talking about bullshit and you gotta actually lock in. Maybe you gotta spend less time. I don't know what it is for you. Maybe you're watching Netflix all the time, right? Maybe you gotta subtract the time you're watching Netflix throughout the week, and you gotta delegate that time maybe on a weekend when you have more time to kind of engage in stuff that's not productive, right? So the key to it is what you want to do is the key to actually making this work though as well is that you want to plan this the night before you go to bed. So you got to plan out the next day. What is the mission the next day? The things that you got to do, right? Because your success that you have for the day is determined the night before, right? So you got to prepare the night before, okay, what am I going to do to make sure that my tomorrow is successful? So you got to plan out and make a Google Calendar. I'll probably have somewhere on the screen explaining how I do this. But you want to, when you wake up, what are you going to do? I'm going to do this, that. I have class at this time, yada, yada, right? And then, keep in mind that you're human. We're not perfect. You're not going to 100% achieve everything on this Google Calendar, everything on the day that you planned, right? But if you can at least achieve 70% or 60%, sometimes you might achieve 80. If you can at least get it's better than getting nothing done, right? I found that you'll literally achieve way more using Google Calendar, getting 70% a day, achieving 70% of your goals for the day than achieving nothing, right? And that's gonna put you you're gonna get way more ahead. And as you keep going, you're gonna get better at it, right? You're gonna get better at it because you're gonna start to be like, man, I can do better. It's gonna force you to push yourself to achieve more of the goals that you have, right? So remember in this process that yes, it will help you achieve your goals, or it will help you balance out, making time for the gym and making time for your studies or your work, whatever the case may be. But remember that, sometimes it may not always be perfect. You might fall off on certain things, but this structure holds you accountable to where you're going to start to see a lot more progress rather than just waking up and winging it, right? So just a little pro tip, this will help you with time management so that you're able to not only make your gains and also, get good grades, and focus on your work and do all these kinds of things, right? This is how Google Calendar will help you, right? It's going to help you time manage, delegate time to certain things so that way you're not sacrificing things, and it's going to help you help you sacrifice the bullshit in your life so that your priorities like your fitness, your grades, and your work become the priority, right? But that's all I really have to say for today. Make sure you hit that bell notifications because I'm posting almost every day. Make sure you book a one-on-one coaching call so that we can work together, so that we can work on your time management skills, so that way you don't have to sacrifice your grades for your gains or your gains for grades or vice versa, that you can achieve everything, right? Because like I'm always saying, there's nothing enlightening about playing small, right? You might as well play big and level up every area in our lives rather than being a one-trick pony. So hit that bell notification and subscribe if that sounds like you. And remember to book that one-on-one coaching call because I will help you, reach your fitness goals and time manage. And yeah, I'll be happy working with you soon. And remember, there's nothing enlightening about playing small. See you guys later. See ya.